Welcome, you who are young and young at heart. I'm glad to share this time with you in the world that God has made for us on a day when it's not raining. We've had a lot of rain this week. In fact, we had a hurricane come through, a tropical storm that shook my yard and maybe yours too. It reminded me of a time when one of God's friends named Elijah was looking for God. And it was a time where there was great wind blowing like a big storm, but God wasn't in the big wind. And there was a lot of shaking, like an earthquake, like trees going this way and that way. My trees were like that during our big tropical storm, but God wasn't hiding in the shakiness. So God's friend Elijah looked for God in fiery places, like lightning flashing in the sky. But God wasn't in the fiery places. Not in the wind, not in the shaking, not in the fire. But then when the storm was done, there was quiet. And God was in the quiet. After we had our storm and it got quiet in my yard, I went outside and looked around. We have some water in a little pond that I call the Sea of Galilee. In it, it was full of frog eggs. I kind of think the storm maybe stirred them up, like they were buried on the bottom, but they all got shaken to the top. In the quiet and the stillness, when I was thinking of God, I saw all those eggs and I thought how God would make life come out of them. But I was afraid it wouldn't be safe for them floating in the top, so I scooped some out. Some are in my living room in a tank, and others are in a bucket here. But they've all hatched, and now they're tadpoles swimming around in the water. Can you see in there? I wonder if you can see any of those tadpoles swimming around, having a good time. They're in the water getting ready for their life to change. And that makes me think of another time people looked for Jesus. We heard about it in the gospel today when Jesus was walking on the water to his friends in a boat. It was kind of stormy for them too, wind blowing, waves crashing. But Jesus walked to them on the water with signs of new life. He found his friends on the water, just like I found those frog eggs. And Jesus promised to keep them safe so they could grow, just like these little tadpoles are growing up. And that makes me think of something else that lives in water. You and me. When you were baptized and I was baptized, water was shared in our life. It swooped over us like a wave. And when everything was finished and we were wet and the Holy Spirit had breathed into us, God was there. And Jesus promised that we would grow in our waters of life to experience baptism as the way we grow up. And we change too. Not as much as tadpoles turning into frogs, but we do grow up in ways that give us new thoughts, new friends, new hopes, new dreams. And Jesus promises to keep us safe in them so that we can live together where God is with us, our protector, who keeps us safe and makes life calm. Friends, I'm glad that I can share this time with you outside today. I'm glad that we can all grow up. I'm glad to see you as you grow and change. And when we pull our lives up out of the water, when Jesus lifts us up in baptism, I can't wait to see how we all grow, how we all find our place, where God is with us always to be known and felt in safety and love. So I send you my love, I send you my thoughts, and I look forward to a time when we can get together and share how we have been growing where God finds us. Take care. God is with you. Bye-bye.